the Dance Golf World podcast. I, of course, am your host, Dan Evans, joined by my faithful producer, the guy with all the buttons, the man behind the scenes, Mr. Josh Boger. How's it going, brother?
Good, man. I got to tell you about what happened last night.
Dude, you're coming right in with a story.
Yeah, man. So,
all right. I'm putting the show sheet down. Tell me what you got, brother.
Dude, so last night we had our last night of bowling for our summer league.
Yeah.
We won.
Look at you go.
We needed 1 point.
Is there like a gold medal ceremony, podium, the whole thing?
We bowl for money next week.
Oh, okay.
So
you weren't up on the podium crying like Scotty Scheffler. We'll get there.
No. But this is what happened.
All right.
Something happened in the bathroom. We're on the pair of lanes all the way by the bathrooms.
Okay.
Something happened.
You're hearing like a
sewage.
Not a fight or a scuffle. You're talking like a mechanical error.
Yeah, like either someone backed up the toilet or there was a leak in the sewer or something.
Oh boy,
it smelled so bad that one of the guys we were bowling, and I feel so bad.
Oh no.
I guess he just took like sinus medicine, so his sinuses are full clear, like he could smell the world. Right?
Oh no, he's like smelling in 4D.
Dude walks back, tries to get away from it. And all of a sudden, you just see him throwing up.
No.
In the bowling alley. Yeah.
Get out.
I'm not kidding,
all
man.
Right, there's a lot of like flooring and surface areas in a bowling alley. Was it on like the carpeted area where you walk around? Was it on like the bowling?
It was on tile.
On tile.
On tile. He was close by the bar.
Slippery one wet.
Yeah, it was so gross. And I can't look at it or else I'll throw up.
You're like a sympathy vomiter. Like if someone else is vomiting, you're vomiting.
Yeah, it's gross.
Were you done bowling at this point?
No.
So he's got to keep his head in the game.
This was in the middle of, I think, the second game. So, yeah.
Wow.
And proceeds to strike out to beat us by 1 that game. It took us to the third game. We needed to win 1 game.
Yeah.
To secure enough points to beat them. Because we were up like 6 points, and it's a 7-point system. 2 points each game. Point for series, total series. So we needed to win 1 game.
Yeah.
We got it on the last one.
Dude.
So that was my last night.
That's not an ideal situation.
No, man.
To be bowling in the funk of pure sewage.
Yeah, it was bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would love to have on the show and interview the person who backed up the system at the bowling alley so bad.
I think it was a sewer. I don't think it was like a backup.
You don't think someone took just some like hellacious dump that just literally destroyed the place?
No, because I've seen it. I've smelt it before. It's a backup. Yeah, right. It's rough, man. It's rough.
Wow. Well, you know what? Speaking of earning gold medals, that that would have deserved one if somebody took the dump of the century just to ruin the entire bowling alley.
It was awful.
Holy cow. Dude, I'm going to tell you what, this has been wild. I mean, we touched a lot on the Olympics last week. I've been watching the Olympics like crazy this week. It's just keeping me hyped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's like a vibe. There's something to it. There's like an energy in the air when it's Olympic season. Comes once every 4 years. So it's not like, it's that time of the year again. It's like, no, it's special. I mean, it's like, I don't know, like college is a 4-year cycle generally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's something special about it. And I don't know, it's just fun. And I feel like, even like my TikTok, my Instagram, whatever I'm doom scrolling on, laying in bed at night when I should be sleeping, even seeing like the debates and the arguments and all the stuff going on, I'm just kind of loving it. And I'm having a great time. And, I know it's like, what are we, like almost halfway over already? Is it going quick?
Yeah, I think we got like 1 more week left. But,
sad.
We are missing a very important topic that was Sunday. We record on Tuesdays, a little behind the scenes fourth wall. Yeah. Sunday, it was good old Dan's birthday.
It sure was. Thank you, everybody.
And Gizmo has something to say for his birthday.
Great.
How was it watching the dinosaurs go extinct, you old ass? I might look older than you, but damn, I'm starting to see those wrinkles really show through all that face makeup you wear for every show.
I knew there was something on.
Dude, Gizmo, you're a dickhead. You know what I mean? But thank you.
How old are you?
I just turned 38 years old.
Oh, wow.
I know. I'm getting near the 40-year-old age, but I still have a little time left in my 30s. So
Yeah, you got a couple years.
trying to still soak it up. I mean, but it was great. I had a great birthday. Spent the day with the fam. Did a bunch of fun stuff. Kind of the way it goes on my birthday is we call it Dad Picks Day. And that means for the entire day, we just do whatever I want. And I usually try and just pick a bunch of random fun stuff. And I don't let anybody know what we're doing. We just go do the next thing and the next thing. And so it's just sort of a random fun-filled day with the wife and the kids and the whole thing. And we had a good time. It was good. And I felt very well celebrated. Ate a bunch of cake. Had a great time.
That's awesome.
And now here I am, just living life older.
Yeah, you're getting old, man.
I'm decaying. I feel like, what do they say? Like dust to dust, from birth and death.
I would say you're starting to get a Thanos stamp, but you never seen that movie.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
God, dude, your references are probably very on point, but they are completely missed by me.
Yeah, they are. Very missed.
I know. Whatever. You guys leave me alone. I'm getting old. That really makes me feel old when I don't even know what's going on in like pop culture.
Well, yeah, especially because it's like the biggest thing in cinema in the last 20 years.
But I will say though, it like all age aside, I've never really like kept up with anything. You know what I mean? Like even, I don't know, you were mentioning the other day about like, well, what about even like the first X-Men? I was like, I think I saw part of that one, but even still, and then how long ago was that? Like
2000?
Yeah. So we're talking 24 years ago. I still wasn't, that up to speed.
Yeah.
Wait, were you 1?
2.
You were 2 years old at the time?
I was probably 1. I was born in 98, so.
Dude, that's great. You were born in 98.
Yeah.
I remember 98.
Great year.
It was a great year. Like that was like the age, like, we're out like whizzing around riding on bikes. I'd be like 12 at the time. You know what I mean? Getting into tons of trouble, blowing stuff up with like, the leftover 4th of July fireworks.
The best is when you go out and you don't have a cell phone yet, but
yeah,
like my parents made me wear a watch just to know what time it is to get home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we had this thing growing up where my mom and dad, they could both do that thing where they put like their hands in their mouth and they could whistle like unbelievably loud.
I don't get that, man.
Me either. I still never learned it, but they would do that. Like, whenever, if it was starting to get dark or it was time to come in or we had to leave or go somewhere, whatever, they would come out like the front door and just hammer that crazy loud whistle. And then we could hear it like through the whole neighborhood. And like, that was the universal sign of it's time to come home.
When the lights turn on, you come home.
That's it. When you hear that, like, sailor's whistle, it's like, I gotta go. And you don't hesitate.
No, you got to go straight home.
Straight home. Those were the old days. Like, there's no riffraff. Parents say, time to come home. You drop everything.
And you come home.
You could be in the middle of building the fort, like, like putting up the final sticks to make the peak of the roof. You drop the sticks and you go home. There's rules, man.
Rules.
Well, speaking of rules, dude, what a weekend in Olympic golf.
Yes.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it was cool.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what, with my birthday on Sunday, I like to sleep in generally. I'm usually a sleep in kind of guy. So it's been tough for me to watch the Olympic golf live. So I'm like trying to keep up, but it's always tough because once you see the result, it is fun to still go back and watch the shots, but seeing it live, seeing it play out and really watching it happen in real time to me is the best way to watch golf. Otherwise, I already know the results, so I'm just kind of trying to see some of the great shots. We already know who's going to win. The drama sort of, loses some of its gas. Well, Sunday morning, I was up.
Oh, what time? What time were they golfing?
I was up at like 8 a.m., and the leaders, the final groups were just making the turn. They're on like in hole 9 going on to hole 10. So I got to watch live in real time, like the entire back half of that final round. Dude, drama, just pure drama on the golf course. And it was riveting. Like, I'm not even kidding. It might have been one of the most exciting rounds of golf I've seen in as long as I can remember.
It was better than the Ryder Cup?
Dude, it just was. It was because, the Ryder Cup, I don't know. It's just different. It's a different format. And trust me, I love the Ryder Cup. I was there. I was in Rome. I loved everything about it. But there was something different going on here because there were so many leader changes. And when I jump on at like 8 o'clock in the morning, I look, Jon Rahm is in like a commanding lead. I was just like, oh my God, like Jon Rahm's going to do this. Like, holy cow, out of nowhere. You know, had a phenomenal last year, heads over to LIV, hasn't been killer, but then finally takes his first LIV golf win and, you know, didn't really perform well at the majors. So it's like, man, where did Jon Rahm go? And it's like, well, holy cow, he's back. You know what I mean? Like, this is his time. And then the cookie started to crumble. And it was like bogey here, bogey there. Might have been some double bogeys. I don't remember. I'm just like, this is slipping away. And now here we see Tommy Fleetwood out of nowhere just hanging at the top. And so here I am in my mind. I'm looking at all of these stories play out. And to me, maybe that's what made the round so special because I have been following these guys so closely in their stories. But these were the stories that I loved as I'm watching this play out. You have Jon Rahm, like we just said, the whole thing heading to LIV, not playing his greatest, and really coming back into the Jon Rahm we know and love to watch play. There's that story. We've got Xander Schauffele, who he won the last Olympic gold, but other than that, won some PGA Tour events, but this year finally broke out, won his first major, boom, comes back, wins his second major, and now here he is. He's looking like he is in contention for winning Olympic gold again. I'm like, what a crazy year. That's another story. I'm looking at Tommy Fleetwood. Tommy Fleetwood is, if I recall correct, and the stats haven't changed since the last time I looked, he is the #1 most earning PGA Tour player without a win.
Yeah.
He just hasn't sealed the deal, but he's such a good player. One of my favorite swings in golf. Here he is now looking at Olympic gold. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is insane. And then of course, there was so many things. And then you've got France sort of coming out of nowhere. This dude's going on like a birdie streak. Like, is he going to do it in his home country? You know, it was so fun watching the sort of like drama and the stories and all of this unfold and watching, you know, and then all of a sudden Xander starts dropping out and Rory starts coming up and, you know, making his way from the back and, you know, and then Scheffler just, I mean, hit the afterburners. Out of nowhere the whole weekend. Like he was not in the final group. He was like 2 groups back because he just wasn't there. But you never, ever bet against Scottie Scheffler.
Dude, he hit the RKO out of nowhere.
What is that?
Oh, my God.
I don't know what that means.
Randy Orton, RKO.
Who's Randy Orton?
WWE. The Apex Predator. Legend Killer?
I've never heard of this
Viper?
person. Dude, I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
No clue.
Oh, dude, I gotta show you some clips of some of the shit he used to do.
I'm never gonna watch it. Yeah, you definitely should. I'm very out of touch.
Yeah, you are. And this is another old one.
You know,
it's been a while.
I will say though, and this could be wrong of me. I didn't have a ton of, I don't know, excitement behind Hideki Matsuyama.
Neither did I.
And he plays great golf, won the Masters a few years back. I don't know why though. Like all the people and all the stories and everything I'm watching emerge and come to life in these moments, there wasn't anything in me that was like, man, and then if he won, it would be crazy because of this and that. I don't like to root against people. I just wasn't like rooting for him. You know, for no reason. I mean, other than just there wasn't this like storyline playing out for me.
We had more favorites.
We did.
We had more favorites. We came close.
Yeah.
We came close with Schauffele.
Yeah.
But trickle down.
I know.
+2 final round, that's not going to get it done.
I know. But man, watching Scottie Scheffler come out of nowhere, and it is always weird, that dynamic when somebody takes the win from the practice range because they're warming up in case this goes to a playoff. Of course, there's always more excitement to that person. They're in the final group. They drop that putt. It happens on the green. I mean, kind of like we saw Bryson DeChambeau at the U.S. Open. We're seeing that win on the green. Like that's, Rory's back in the scoring room, crying, peels out of the parking lot, whatever. We don't need to get back into that.
If you were on tour or golf, any tournament, would you prefer the win on the green or be done, and just wait and see?
Okay. I feel like for spectator side, it's a lot more fun to watch it on the green. I feel like for pressure and in the moment, I don't know, would it be easier to have just played your best round, be done,
and just sit down,
and then everybody else plays, then the cards sort of fall where they may, and it is what it is? Is there as much pressure over that final putt? Because the round's not over. There's still groups behind you. So potentially, if I were the tour player, would I prefer that scenario where I just play my best, finish that 18th hole, give it everything I have, and then, good Lord willing, the win is mine? Potentially. But those moments, those victory shots, Bryson with the putter in the air, and even the Tiger Woods and all those you see, I think those moments are so legendary and memorable that, man, would that be just incredible to be a part of.
Yeah.
So, with all that pressure, if I could handle it, which I don't know that I can. I don't know that I have the stones that these guys have, but those pictures and that just like the holding your putter in the air, whatever. Even Xander doing the same thing at the PGA Championship, like bringing it home on that final hole down to the wire. If you don't make that putt, it's going to the playoff. If you do make this putt, you've secured it. It is your win. Those moments are just so powerful.
Yeah. And then Gizmo he sent me something earlier.
Yeah.
And he was talking about something. What were you going to say?
Oh, here we go.
Did you guys see that Tom Kim has to serve in the Korean military?
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't be able to do that. I still have PTSD about failing a piss test and being in purgatory for 3 years of my life.
Okay.
It's so cold down in there. And they didn't bring me a blanket. Just like how Dan leaves me in this piss-poor studio with the AC turned all the way up.
I like it cold in
My
here.
nipples can cut diamonds right now. You know what? Fuck you, Dan, you old ass.
Dude,
You old ass.
what the hell is wrong with you?
That is crazy, though, that Tom Kim...
If we actually paid you, you might be up for getting fired, but whatever. Yeah, Tom Kim.
That is nuts.
Dude, it's just a wild thing. And, whatever. It's every country is different. Every country has a set of rules. I do think there's something, I don't know, like every person in the country has to take a little time, serve their country. It's not crazy long, 21 months. I think I get it, whatever. Like that could be cool. But at the same time, man, young guy, really put together, an incredible career, and he's still a rising star. I feel like he's still coming into his game, and the rules in South Korea, every single person serves for a minimum of 21 months before the age of 28 years old.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you have going on in your life. I mean, there was that that pop group of singers that all had to set their music career aside to go serve and hopefully come back, and people still like their songs and then go back on tour.
Well, you talk about BTS?
Yes.
They still had to serve?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then there's been other golfers, but the only exception is if you medal in the Olympics or take gold in the Asian Games. So not even medal over there. Like
you have to win.
So there's basically 4 slots grand total that can get you out of this. And I know it's been detrimental to a few other professional golfers who had to go serve and could never come back and really put their game together in the same way. And I think, the gravity of that situation, understanding that, man, I grind on this every day. I don't take a week off. You know what I mean? It's not like, it's winter break. We're going to put golf away for a few months.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
There is an example. I wrote down this example.
Go on.
By a guy named Sangmoon Bae.
What a name.
Successful PGA Tour player.
Josh, you should name your kid that.
Really?
Sangmoon Boger. Come on.
That actually sounds not bad.
It's kind of fun.
He won twice on the PGA Tour. 2013 HB Brian Nelson Championship and the 2014 Fries.com Open. However, 2015, he was required to return back to South Korea and fulfill his mandatory military service.
Yeah.
And that lasted, the 21 months, the normal. But then when he returned to the PGA Tour, he was never the same.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that doesn't happen to Tom Kim, because Tom Kim's younger than me.
Yeah.
He's young.
He's a baby.
He's a baby.
He is.
I think he's just 21.
That's crazy.
He might be 22 now, because I know on Full Swing he just turned 21.
Yeah.
So that was a year ago. So he's probably 22.
Do you think, obviously, got to be 21 years old to drink in the United States? On like Live Golf, for example, they spray the champagne all over each other. Like, are you allowed to spray champagne, even though you're not drinking it? Are you old enough to spray champagne?
I don't know, but if they're
make sure it doesn't go in your mouth.
But if they're in a foreign country, I think there's not a lot of countries like us where 21 is the drinking age.
Yeah,
it's 18 everywhere.
Yeah.
So depending on where they're at,
if they
and does Live Golf even have anyone under 21 that's winning?
They do. Well, okay. So on, for example, John Rahm's team, the Legion 13, they have the dude, Caleb something. He's kind of fresh out of college. When I was at Live Nashville, they were asking him in the press conference, like, did you go out? Did you go downtown and do up the town or whatever? He's like, I'm not 21 yet. He's like, I can't get into the bars. Like, he couldn't even go downtown and whatever, check out Morgan Wallen's and Kid Rock's and all that stuff because he's not old enough to get in.
I bet you if he was a huge name, he would get in.
You know what? And I'm sure, he can only say so much from the press conference.
He probably got in with John Rahm.
I would imagine he's tasted champagne before.
Tyrell Hatton got his ass in there.
Oh, Tyrell Hatton.
Or he was throwing a chair like Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. Just screaming at everybody. He's like throwing his tantrums.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not waiting in line. Yeah.
Man.
Wild.
Have I ever told you boys the story about when I was in the Olympics?
No.
I'm surprised that it wasn't on every news broadcast in the world.
What?
Why? Why would you be on every news broadcast in the world here, Gizmo?
So when I was a wee lad, I was a world-ranked table tennis player. I was flinging balls in people's faces for years. I was a fucking stud. I qualified for the 2008 Olympics in Beijing. But when I got there, I saw all these beautiful ladies, all different sizes and colors. And as any other single kid in their 20s, I wanted to have a lot of fun. So I made my own side Olympic games on what country is the best in bed.
Oh, no.
But as I was in the middle of the tug-of-war event, the 2008 Olympic Committee were looking for over 85 women who were in my room naked and tugging my rope. It was like I had my own Olympic Village strip club.
Oh, no.
Everyone wanted a piece of this meat. That was my last day in the Olympics.
Dude.
I am now banned for life. I didn't even have a chance to compete for my gold medal. Now it's been 16 years, and I'm still looking for my girl from New Zealand. She was by far the best in bed. I wonder where she is now.
Oh, man.
Dude, what on earth?
Where have you been your whole life, dog?
All right, I am voting right here and now that Gizmo writes a book. I'd listen to the audiobook version, hopefully read by you, because where do these stories come from? Like, how old are you? Like, what is going on, dude?
Well, think about it. That was 16 years ago. How old can he be then?
You know what? I feel like we will forever be unturning the random pages of the life of Gizmo. Because, dude, you're out of control.
Hey, at least he's not like, he doesn't seem like he's messed up today.
Are we a little more sober? Maybe had a good breakfast. I don't know. Dude, they're tugging your rope. Dude, get out of here. Dude, speaking of competing for gold medals, have you been watching this like one-way fight going on with Australia and the U.S. over the medal count? Is this coming up on your TikTok at all? Dude, it is. Maybe it's because I watched one and, whatever, I got a few sent to me. But there is this like one-way battle going on. And if you watch one of these videos, they'll flood your TikTok and you can't get enough of it. You got to get in the comments. It is people from mostly from Australia who are posting these videos because they're so angry at the medal counts that the U.S. posts. And it's showing like U.S. is leading in the medal count. We've got X amount of gold, silver, bronze. So grand total, we have this big pile of medals. And they're like, and I can't do a good Australian voice, so I'm not going to try. But they're basically saying, like, why is the U.S. doing this? Why are they, like, gaslighting all their people that they're winning? They don't have the most golds. And so this has been going on for several days now, even when we were, like, pretty far behind in gold medal count. They're like, it's all about the golds. Golds. I'm like, but you're showing two lists, and they'll show one that says gold count, and then they'll show one that says medal count. And they're like, see, U.S. always puts their name at the top. I'm like, they're two different lists.
Yeah.
They're not the same list.
No.
Like, if it's called gold count, you organize them this way. If it's called medal count, you organize them that way. And but nobody from the U.S. is joining the argument. It is just all of these videos from people in Australia who are very angry with the U.S. But what's so funny is now people are going back and commenting on the earlier videos of this debate. And they're like, this didn't age well because the U.S. just kept like climbing up and climbing up.
I have the numbers.
You have the numbers.
All
right.
I don't have Australia's numbers,
Well,
but
good,
I have
because they don't matter. They're irrelevant now.
I have, as of Monday, or yesterday, August 5th, China leads in gold medals with 21, which could be different now. I didn't check this morning.
It's changing constantly.
But we lead, USA leads in total medals with 75, with 19 gold, 29 silver, and 27 bronze.
Look at us go.
That's a lot of freaking medals.
Dude, that's a lot of medals. And you know what? Here's what I love.
It's not even close for second place either.
A lot of people were in the comments like, for us, every medal counts.
Yeah.
Like, we don't just go, well, you either won gold or you're irrelevant. We're like, no, we want to celebrate bronze. That's incredible. Great job. We're celebrating silver. Like, that is you've done a beautiful thing. Congratulations. You've won gold. Spectacular. Way to go. Could you imagine that everybody from the home country you're representing finds your medal sort of irrelevant?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
My thing is, this is the only sporting event where you get awarded for second and third place.
Yeah,
like
true.
You see the World Series. You don't get rewarded. You get rewarded for winning the National League Championship or the American League Championship, but you don't get rewarded for losing the World Series. Same thing in football. Same thing in basketball. Like all these different sports.
All right.
You don't.
What does MLB stand for?
Are you serious?
No, I'm going somewhere.
Oh, Major League Baseball.
Okay, that's a league, right?
Yeah.
Then how are there two leagues?
Okay, so
why? What do we do? Why you guys are all in the MLB? Why is there like a league and a league that makes up a league? Why do we have leagues on leagues? What is that?
What about football? NFC, AFC?
I have no idea. I don't know what that means. But there's two leagues in the NFL too?
Yeah.
Why?
There's two leagues in NBA. There's two leagues.
Are you serious?
There's two leagues in the NHL.
Why?
Dude.
Why aren't they all in the league?
Dude, you have
the National Hockey League is the league. Why do we have leagues and leagues?
You have to divide it in half because you have the national for baseball. You have the National League, which back in the day, or actually a few years
this is
ago,
so dumb.
A few years ago, the National League, the pitchers hit.
Wait, pitchers don't hit?
Not anymore.
Why? They're not playing baseball?
They've been having designated hitters for them. So
is he a guy on the team, or do they call someone out of the stands?
No, it's a guy on the team. That's
like,
like
hey,
his position.
You up there, put your beer down and come hit for me.
So, like, AL was
the
always
pitchers don't hit the ball.
Yeah, it used to be the NL side.
I had no idea.
So what would happen is
this is so dumb.
Back in the day, actually, all inner what is the term? Inner divisions. So like if you have a National League team and an American League team, and they played each other, I think this was in like the 80s or 90s or even earlier. I could be wrong. Every time they played someone that was in the other league, that was just an exhibition game. Like the old
didn't even count.
Yeah, the old Crosstown Classic between Sox and Cubs. That was just bragging rights. That had nothing to do with their.
They're not even in the same league.
No, it's
Are they playing the same sport? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Who knew? Does everybody know this?
Yeah.
Well, almost everybody.
Dude, you need to get out.
Dude, I watch golf. I play golf. I make videos about golf. I talk about golf. I buy golf stuff. I change my own golf grips. I cut open golf balls on TikTok Live. I had no idea all this is going on. Who has time to keep up with all this? Especially when you have to focus on golf all the time.
Yeah. Well, you have to divide it in half so there could be a World
Then you
Series.
still have to watch movies and read comic books and wrestling. No one has time for all of this.
I think next week I'm going to come up with a list for next week's episode. I'm going to come up with a list and see if you've seen or know any of these things. And if you if you
try
score,
me.
You have to score a certain number or else you're uncultured, man.
Wow. All right, fine. I'll do the same. Maybe the following week we'll have a showdown, and I'll do the same about golf.
That's good.
It's not fair. I only know about one thing.
I would have to do some research. Actually, I know a decent amount about.
You do. You're actually
I know,
pretty solid.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
It's not.
You know about my thing and everything else. I only know about like the one my thing, and that's it.
I've been told I'm an intellectual genius, Dan. I've
I
been
wouldn't
told.
doubt it.
I've been told.
You know, we're gonna start calling you Young Josh.
Dead ass. Some guy that I used to bowl with in college. He was an older guy. He was like my dad's age.
Yeah.
Like he was trying to be a nurse and whatnot, so he still had eligibility left, so he came and bowled.
Wait, men can be nurses? I'm kidding.
Nurses.
I'm kidding.
God. He goes, "Are you good at math?" I go, "Yeah, I'm really good at math." He goes, "How?" And you could draw too, because he's seen some of my stuff that I've drawn. He goes, "You know, not a lot of people could do that because you're using both sides of your brain. You're like some intellectual genius." And I'm like, "Whatever. I feel dumb. I am." If you talk to me, you'd be like, "Oh man, that guy don't know shit."
You know what they say? They say the smartest people don't think they know everything, and the dumbest people think they know everything.
Yeah.
So if you assume you're dumb, you're probably not. You know what? So if you assume you're dumb, you're a rocket scientist, brother.
Yeah.
You know everything about all the stuff I don't.
So Gizmo sent me another thing. And this one...
Gizmo's all over the place.
This one is really all over the place.
All right. What do you got?
Come on, Gizmo. What'd you send me?
Did you see that women's boxer from Algeria?
Yes.
Now, what the hell is that?
Oh, no.
1 minute, Twitter thinks she's a man.
It's getting us
The
canceled.
next, she's a woman.
No.
What in the Bill Nye is going on over in Paris?
Don't do it.
Oh, no. Why?
Dude, they're taking our show off the air instantly.
Oh, man.
I mean, I'm glad you brought it up because I didn't want to. But that is pretty wild. There's a lot going on there. I'm going to be really careful about how I talk about this.
Me too. There's been I've looked at a bunch of different sources about this whole situation.
Yeah, are you researched on the topic at this point?
A little bit.
Okay.
I just know.
Give us some of your genius.
Like I feel like this is the number one thing I think.
Yeah.
If she was banned from world boxing,
Yes.
she shouldn't be able to compete in the Olympics because it's basically the same thing.
You're saying it. He's saying it.
What?
I'm not saying I disagree, but he's the one who said it.
That's just my take. That's all I'm saying.
Here's all I'm going to say is I think that there is a slight chance that it is Colin Kaepernick.
That is fucking funny.
There's a small chance that it just is.
Okay,
Where'd he go?
Yeah, exactly.
What league is he in? None.
No one knows where he's
exactly.
at.
I don't know. There's a small chance.
I will say though, if it does come out true that, well, you know, we don't think of anything of it. We think, you know, we just look at Twitter and we're just like, oh, that's what they're saying now. Imagine if you're a girl.
Yes.
And you're built kind of like stocky, almost dude-like.
Yes.
And then the whole internet's just like, you're a dude. Like, imagine that, though, man. That's got to be brutal.
The whole internet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like everything. There's camps. There's like the one side of the camp that's like, it's this way. And then the other side of the camp that's like, no, it's the other way and you're a terrible person and you should all die for saying that. All I know is that boxer went out and pummeled the other lady boxer. Didn't she quit? I mean, like she was
46 seconds in.
She's like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
I got no hope. You're just pounding my face in. You're going to just disfigure my entire facial region with your thunderous testosterone-filled blows to my face.
So they're saying that that's actually canceling the Olympics.
Ooh.
Like, I feel like people are like tuning out of it now.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
because it is
there's-
sort of the history of the Olympics is it's sport in its purest form.
yeah.
And, I think we debated a little bit last week on the sports that are in it. Should they or should they not be? But either way, if a sport is chosen, they try to kind of bring it down to its purest form. Other than flag football, I want to see people tackle. You explain why they can't. Whatever. I want to see people get tackled. That's just me. Either way. And I feel like when they are not down to their rawest, purest form, it takes away from the magic of the Olympics.
Yeah.
So if there is some discrepancy there, I feel like, you want to watch something and feel no discrepancy. You feel like through all the trials and qualifiers and everything that led up to this moment, you have a representation of the greatest male or female in this sport, in this category, competing in the fairest way possible, where we feel like, the judges and officials are unbiased. The timing system works and it's perfect. Even like we saw that the finish to that men's sprint. I don't even remember what distance it was.
That was nuts.
They're calling it like the closest race in history.
Do you know what they're, have you seen the memes of Cars?
No.
Have you seen Cars?
No.
Are you serious?
Dude, I was like an adult when it came out.
Yeah,
you were
but
probably
you have-
like 6.
You have 3 kids.
Listen,
You have 3 boys.
movie time is like tune out quiet time.
Movie time is your nap time.
It is. Dude, I haven't stayed awake in a movie theater for a kid's, like a family movie. I'd say the last 5 I've completely fallen asleep during.
Wow.
To the point where wife is waking me up telling me I'm snoring in the movie theater. Like, I'm not even kidding. I get woken up because I'm snoring in the movie theater. I bring a neck pillow.
No, you don't.
I swear, because they're like those big leather recliner seats at all
They're
the theaters
comfy.
now. Dude, they're incredible. I bring my neck pillow that I travel with. I bring my neck pillow.
Do you know when we went to go see Deadpool?
Yeah.
I had heated seats.
Heated?
Yeah. I didn't know I bought the upgrade.
Yeah.
And it was a bigger screen, heated seats.
Was the room cool with the heated seat, or was the room like warm with the heated suite and you're sweating and you're kind of uncomfortable?
No, it was perfect. Because usually movie theaters are cold.
Yeah.
And with the warmness, it's like, well, I feel comfy.
If the seat next to you is open, do you turn the heat on and put your popcorn over there just to keep it kind of, nice?
No.
Do you get popcorn?
I personally don't. My girlfriend does.
What do you get?
I usually get, my go-to is nerd clusters or the nerd rope clusters, like the balls.
Yeah. Those are gross. Go ahead. I'm kidding.
The sweet tart ropes.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are fire. I get pretzel bites.
Yeah. The warm cheese dip.
Yeah.
Do you cheese dip?
Oh yeah.
Thank God.
You have to.
I was going to call in a doctor and get you checked if you did.
Yeah.
You're fine.
People put peanut butter on that stuff. I'm like, ew.
No.
Ew.
No. Get out of here with that.
But yeah, I'm pretty basic.
Yeah. Beverage?
Usually a Mountain Dew.
Big Mountain Dew. Stay awake.
Yeah.
Keep you in the zone.
I've never once drank alcohol at the movies, and that's a big thing now.
It is. I did that in some of my younger years, but now, no.
Yeah.
I'm just fighting for my life to stay awake, snoring, literally snoring. Like, Dan, you're snoring. Like everybody around you can hear you. Like, I mean, just like it's bad. I know.
But that finish was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy finish.
Dude, speaking of crazy finishes, I also just saw a story on this female cyclist who has not been. Did you see this? She hasn't been in the sport that long. They say she's only been cycling for like a decade. She came later in life. She hasn't been a lot of these people, they've been doing it since they're born. You know what I mean? Whatever their sport they're into. She's a grown adult woman, only been doing it, for about or less than the last 10 years. She was on the cycling team, but her teammate for some reason dropped out. I don't know, injury, whatever, something happened, couldn't cycle in this singles event, whatever it was. And coming into near the finish, they had like 3 kilometers left, which I don't even know how long a kilometer is, but 3, whatever those are, left. And here she is just kind of like coming out of nowhere. And they make this last turn and she kicks it into high gear, like full blown sprint, and like slingshot engaged, Ricky Bobby style, takes off, So much so to the point that the other female cyclists like start pumping for a second to try and like, oh my God, what is she doing? Where is she going? The three or whatever that were behind her in unison look at each other like, what was that? And then they just go back to their speed. They quit trying. They quit even trying to catch her because she was so far gone.
Did you see the finish to the men's cycling?
No.
Dude, it was almost like that, but even worse. Dude was nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
No one was behind him. He sat at the finish line, arms raised like this.
And still no one's here yet.
No one's there.
Wow.
It was like a Katie Ledecky of
just
cycling.
Like already out of the pool, drying off, hugging your family. These guys still have like 3 laps left to go.
That's a strong showing right there.
I mean, it's I think both are fun and interesting. Like that men's sprint where they're like literally measuring noses. And I love it. Jerry Seinfeld. It's funny. Somebody like created kind of like a meme where they put a Jerry Seinfeld like comedy thing from years and years and years ago, and then the race below it. But he was like these like sprint races. He was like, Jerry Seinfeld's like this. He goes, first place, last place. Everybody in the world knows your name. No one's ever heard of you. He's like, that's the difference in the race.
Yeah.
He did this joke years ago, and then with the picture of it next to it, that's literally it. It's like, first place, no one's ever heard of you. Like, that amount of difference is unbelievable.
Oh, man.
And it's crazy, too, because it's like, wow, I'm now the fastest person in the world. It's like, by an unseeable amount. Like, the human eye couldn't even recognize you as faster than the other person.
I like that it was competitive this year.
Yeah.
You know, the last few Olympics, you had Usain Bolt just absolutely destroying everyone.
Dominating.
And I'm not bashing him.
No.
I just like to see, like, a competitive race, not someone just flying out the gates like the Flash.
That was more of like the Katie Ledecky type style event. This female cyclist, you know, who's just gone. Usain Bolt. Speaking of dominating, did you see this pole vaulter, dude?
Did you? It was like the meme of like when you say you apply for a job that you're not qualified for.
Dude. Wait, I'm not talking about the guy who fell.
Oh,
I'm talking about the guy who's going over the pole and knocks it down with his humongous meat. This dude's rod was so big in his athletic pants, it hit the pole down. He literally knocked the pole vault, whatever the thing is you have to jump over. He clears it. Beautiful jump, right over, legs over, whatever, arms over. He's going. And as it comes up, like sort of past his waist, he hits it with his pole, with his beam, literally. And I'm sorry. I am sorry. This dude had a hog.
talk about a blessing and a curse.
Oh my God. Like a hog. Crazy. It's a crazy thing. There's now like people like this guy's like drawing. He was doing like a painting, an artist rendition of this guy. And like when he got down to the crotchal region, he took a scoop of paint and just globbed it on there. So it like
It was big balls.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane. Wild. Absolutely wild. The dude, like to have, I mean, again, that's the gold medal.
That's the gold medal right there,
the
man.
gold medal.
You know, he's using. Do they give him condoms that size?
Oh, dude, are you kidding? That's like a fire extinguisher cover.
Dude,
That's crazy.
they needed to make an extra 30 XLs
God,
for him.
that thing's like
Triple XLs.
Like for covering up a scuba diving tank or something. I mean, like, it's just insane.
Dude, you got to stop making jokes. I'm going to start spilling drinks all over this stuff.
We're gonna be wearing
We got
prime.
expensive equipment over there.
Wow. What a world. What a life. Olympics have been fun. It's not quite over. We still have the women's golf coming up
this week.
Excited. I'm really hoping Nelly Korda just takes it. Let's do it. Grab another U.S.
Let's
gold.
finally be right.
Let's finally be right.
So if you guys want to fade Nelly Korda and start betting on anyone else,
Wait,
do it.
Who was our pick for the men's?
Schauffele.
Way off, dude. We got nothing.
Hey, we were close, man. He just had a bad last round.
Yeah, I know. And like a bad last half of the round. He was like up there first and second, bouncing in and out. And then
you decided to turn on the TV, and then
I did
shit the bed.
But man, that Scheffler win, and then seeing him up on the podium and getting emotional, like, because he like had it together. He was up there, and he did an interview after, and they said, you know, you've won the Masters twice and a lot of other big tournaments. Have you ever been that emotional before? Because we never get to see it. And he goes, it all happened so fast. Like the round is over, they whisk you off, you hurry up putting on your like zip up jacket and like your warm up or warmers or whatever they're called, your swishy suit. And he's like, and they're swishy. You know what it is. It's a swishy suit. And they're bringing you right up to the podium. They get you right up there, and then boom, boom, boom. Here's your medal. Boom, boom, boom. National anthem's playing, and he goes, so I didn't have time to process it. But he said something that was really interesting. He's like, well, for example, at the Masters, after I signed my scorecard, I needed a bathroom break, and he did that. Little quotes. He was like, I went in that bathroom and bawled my eyes out by myself. I was like, really?
He's a manly man right there, man.
Dude, I was like, I had no idea. Like, you know, he's just like this, like, you know, his goals for the Olympics were to have fun. And
he
like,
had fun.
Oh my God, he had fun. And you see it, it's just like, man, he's just such like a nice guy. And then he comes out and he like hugs everybody and his wife and kisses the new baby and kisses his caddy, like whatever. And I didn't know that he's after the scoring room in the bathroom by himself, like crying his eyes out. Like he, you know, it's fine. Like you don't have to do that in front of everybody. But I just didn't know that was happening.
Yeah, you didn't think it was like that emotional of a person.
No, I just didn't know. And I that was like an interesting thing that he sort of shared in this last week. But we got to see that at the Olympics on the podium. And it was about halfway through the national anthem. And he's standing there and he's kind of singing along. And okay. I don't know why it's weird to me, but of course, in America, United States, you know, you always put the hand over the heart or whatever, like, or if you're wearing a hat, you kind of like take it off. And so he's standing up there with his hand on his chest and singing along. And I'm looking at the other guys and they don't have their hands up because it's not their national anthem.
They probably don't understand. Oh, well, no, it's Fleetwood and they know, but yeah. I think
I was just like, at first I was like, what? You guys disrespecting the song? They're like, no, I'm just not pledging allegiance to your country.
Because they're going to be played too, aren't they?
No,
or is it just gold?
They just play gold.
Oh, okay.
And that's my favorite thing, the complaint of these other athletes. So like, if I have to hear that song one more time, I'm like, oh, you're going to hear it.
Well, they've been
hearing. You listen to it.
They've been hearing China's the most.
Yeah, but you know,
talk about them, man. Get her name out there. Will Smith.
Keep my country's name out your mouth. Yeah. Nelly Corda, let's do it.
I have a question for you.
All right, so lay it on me.
So you know that I'm golfing all the time now.
You really are. This is your year, man.
I have this question, and so I golfed Tuesday with you.
Yes.
Thursday in the monsoon, got monsooned on.
You did?
Saturday.
Yeah.
And then Sunday.
You got 4 in a week.
Now,
what a dream. That's the gold medal.
Now, is there such thing as too much golf? Because by Sunday, I could barely swing the club. My shoulders were shot. Like, my body is just, like, gone.
Yeah.
For a new golfer.
There is definitely a golf stamina. And that's a real thing. I mean, obviously, for a lot of reasons, using different muscles, you know, different muscle groups, things like that. So you're becoming more fatigued and sore and repairing and rebuilding muscle groups that you're not generally using in other sports and other activities. But there's also focus fatigue, and that exists too, where if you're not used to playing like a ton of golf, that you do get to the point where like it all starts to kind of blur together. And as a new golfer, you do have a ton of swing thoughts going through your mind and you're like working on stuff. And then you saw this one video and you're trying this and you're trying that. And sometimes by like the end of a long week of golf, I've found for myself personally that I'll start to kind of get a little lost where like, I'm like, all the stuff I was working on and stuff that worked really well. And now as I'm getting tired and my body isn't really like as fluid as it was, I'm trying to recreate these moves instead of just like swinging something that feels more natural. And then your head and your body sort of start to get out of a line, and then things don't start going well. And then you start to mentally derail. So there is most definitely I don't know, a golf stamina that has to be built up. Because I've seen it happen. It's happened to me where after so many rounds, it all kind of goes everywhere and becomes messy. And you're like, what am I doing? What happened? Like, this does not feel like Tuesday anymore.
Yeah, because that's what happened with me. You know, Tuesday, I was hitting all right.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good round for me. Thursday, by far the best. I was so mad it started raining.
Yeah.
Because I was piecing. I was consistent.
Yeah.
Like, I have a bad habit of topping. I didn't top. I topped maybe 3 balls.
You were topless?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was hot. And then Saturday, between, I think the first 4 holes were a huge struggle for me. But after that, I kind of got in the swing. And then Sunday, I just couldn't hit anything.
It was just gone.
It was gone. Like,
Yeah.
I tried, like, I was trying to, I have like 4 different things I know I should do in my swing.
Yeah.
And like, I would do 2 of them, but then the other 2 would be gone. And then I'd try to do those 2, and then the other 2 would be gone. And I'm talking to my buddies because we all golf together. And I'm like, hey, we probably shouldn't have golfed today because we were all getting frustrated.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, we don't want to burn ourselves out. We're just getting into this, especially if we're making videos. We want to still have fun. We want to keep learning. But if your body isn't at that point where we could really just dive deep and just get real into it and just put all into it, then let's not do it because we're going to create ourselves really bad habits really soon, knowing that we already have bad habits, not even starting the sport since the summer.
And the worst thing too is you also can like mentally lose confidence.
Yeah.
So like I'll find that where I'll go out for a round and for some reason things are off. And whether I didn't get a good warm up, something just is weird. It's just not clicking and not feeling right. And I can't put it together during the round. Sometimes if I try and golf again, like soon after that, that's stuck in my head. I'm like, are my irons going to work today? Like, am I going to be able to, hit this driver? Where's my 3-wood even at? Like, and so I'm out there taking the swing, wondering if it's going to work instead of just like, it's a fresh new day, excited to play golf. The weather's great. Here's the guys I'm playing with, whatever. Step up. Let's warm up a few. It's all right. I know when I warm up, like my first few swings just are awkward. Like I'm just trying to get the body moving and whatever. And then I'll find my groove. But you come out of one of those like weird rounds and sometimes like you've already like, you're mentally defeated before you get there. But there is also this weird magic of when you take a break. And not even a long break. Sometimes if it's just like, man, I didn't golf this week. It was a crazy week. I was traveling, whatever happened. And then you come back, there's something that happens with like a mental reset where like the things you were trying to do and trying not to do and the stuff that you were like trying to patch together from what worked before and whatnot sort of clears. It's almost like the dry erase board it gets all the way, all this like the crazy, like what is it, like the Beautiful Mind movie with like the yarn on the wall and he's like writing on the glass and all that. Like all that gets wiped away. And it's just like, today's a new day. Let's go do my warm-up routine. Let's go out and play some shots. Like, oh, I hit a weird drive on that one. Oh, I think I just need to do this. And boom, you kind of put it together. So there is a lot on both sides of mental and physical when it comes to the game of golf. And then as well as building up the stamina to be able to play almost every other day. I mean, really.
Because, I think the same way as at bowling. I notice, like, I'm bowling my best when I'm bowling 1 or 2 times a week rather than bowling 4 or 5. Because there's been years where I'm bowling 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week. Especially in college.
Yeah.
You just, it's a grind.
Just bowling.
But same, like now, bowling 2 leagues.
Yeah.
One of them's an every other week league, so it's like bowling 1.5 times a week.
Yeah.
So I think of it like the same. It goes hand in hand. Like it's so crazy how the 2 sports work. Golf is definitely harder. And you probably think golf's a little harder than bowling, do you?
I respect the difficulty of golf.
Yeah, it's It's difficult. And
It's because it is this game of never-ending variables.
yeah.
It is like, what is the length of the grass? What is the moisture of the grass? Are my feet above the ball, below the ball? Am I hitting a short club or a long club? Is there wind? Is there not wind? Do I have to hit it around something? Do I have to hit it over something? Do I have to get it to stop? Do I have to? And then it's like, there's water. So now I have this mental battle of like, don't look at the water. There's not water. There's not water. Like, oh my God, it's going in the water. Like there's just so many things. And then even like, I'll be like, grooving on my 9-iron, then I hit my 4-iron and it just doesn't work. I don't even hit the ball. Like what happened? Like it's just the never ending game of variables. And even like, I think the most interesting thing too is look at the Olympics, for example. Like I'm watching the final round, the back half, and here are in fact the greatest players on the planet. The greatest players on the planet, minus Bryson DeChambeau. We won't get into that. And they step up to the tee. The fairway is right in front of them, and they miss it.
Yeah.
Like, you would think, like, if you're standing next to Scotty Scheffler on the tee box, and the fairway is right in front of you, you'd be like, dude, watch him hit this. He's going to hit the fairway. And then he misses. You'd be like, how do you miss? Like, you're not going to see, who's that dude, that shooting dude who like had one hand in his pocket, like closing one eye, like just from like, Turkey. Like, you would never see him, somebody at his level, miss the whole target.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, where did it hit? He's like, he missed the whole thing.
Dude's a savage.
He's a total savage. But that's the craziest thing. Even at the highest caliber of golf, they're still missing fairways.
Yeah.
They're still digging it out of the rough. They're still putting it in sand that they weren't aiming for. Xander Schauffele, I forgot what it was, like hole 16 or 17 or whatever. Boom, right in the water. Like, they're the best players on the planet. So it's like, you have to remember that when guys like us are out there playing and it's like, I hit my drive over there again. It's like, but so did the guys in the Olympics competing for gold in the final round. Like, it just happens. It's a part of the game. Like, how often do you throw a gutter ball in bowling?
Not often.
But how often does a pro miss the fairway? It just happens. Yeah. It's a part of the game.
Same with bowling. There are guys, depending on the pattern, where you got to play the twig, which is playing.
I don't know what that means.
It's playing pretty much straight up right next to the gutter.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. I like that.
There's a guy that threw like 3 gutter balls in one TV show.
So and by no means is he not one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
It's just, here's the game.
Yep.
Here's the variables. It's an incredible game.
I love golf, dude.
Dude, it's so good. And it's so addicting. It's so addicting. I love that when I was asking the guys at the American Century, when I was doing those celebrity interviews, like the answer I got a lot of the guys like, hey, any advice for new golfers? And so many of them just said, don't do it. Don't start.
You get addicted.
Because you are going to be wildly addicted once you get in. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it was like an encouragement to actually start. Because it was like, wait, what? Maybe I should try this.
Dude, I found out Top Flights make gamer balls now.
Oh, really? So you can upgrade your Top Flight?
I upgraded it.
Wow.
They have these weird dimples. I don't think I have them anymore. I think I lost all of them.
Yeah.
But the dimples are weird. It's like a dimple inside a dimple.
Yeah.
It's like a double dimp.
Like a Inception dimple. Yeah. Like Dimpleception.
It was weird, but they're not bad.
Yeah.
They're only a couple more dollars than, the two boxes for $20 you could get, but
you know what's wild? My Golf Spy, they're like one of the greatest websites for equipment reviews and stuff like that. And they recently rated like the most underrated economy ball is the Max Fly.
Really?
Yeah. And the interesting thing about Max Fly is they were bought by the Golf Galaxy Dick's Sporting Good group. So now it's their like in-house ball. It's like their Kirkland of sorts.
Okay. And
they put a lot of money and energy into the ball and have made it like a very good ball. And it's at a lower price than all the other premium balls. So maybe as you're going along, maybe check out a Max Fly.
Yeah.
I mean, my Golf Spy rated it very high.
I actually like Callaway Warbirds.
It's a solid. I've cut open a lot of Callaway Warbirds.
Yeah,
it's a good ball.
You see a lot of those with the house balls.
Yeah,
it's like you go by with the logo of the course. Most of the time, they're Warbirds.
I switched it up this year. I was a Pro V1 guy for a long time, and I decided out of nowhere, I just wanted something a little softer because I don't have a crazy fast swing. So I went to the Bridgestone B330RX.
What's that mean?
So the RX models are for swing speeds that are 105 and below. And my driver swing is like 105, 106. And then all my other clubs are then below that. So I was like, I'm going to play something that is a little bit on the softer side that I can compress a little more than a Pro V1. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of like it. There's the RX and the RXS. The RXS is a spinnier ball. So you're chipping around the green. You might get a little more like action and backspin, but it's also going to be spinnier off the tee. So if you don't hit a great drive, that spinnier ball has more potential to kind of get out there a little bit. If you're hitting great drives and you're shaping shots, you want that spin. I want to hit a big swooping draw. I want to, whatever. I'm going to play a big power fade up the left side and land over the right. But if you're just trying to be a little more consistent and you're like, I'm not trying to play these wild shots, I want a little less spin. So that's what I did. I went with the not additional spinny ball.
Okay.
Of sorts. Because, it just makes a little more sense in my game, but it's an experimentation game. I mean, try new stuff, try new things. This year I completely went to a brand new ball, different brand, different everything. Because I'm just exploring, like, what gives me a little more edge or fits my game a little more. And it's fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Dude, there were some arguments over some golf balls in the comments section this week.
Oh, for what video?
So I posted a video with this guy who was dropping balls down this ramp. And
we showed that last week.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Dude, so it has not stopped. And the video is just hammering away. And now to the point where people are getting in arguments on there.
Oh, that's the best.
But the greatest thing is, so now then I post another video about the handicap sign from what tees you should play.
I can pull it up.
I don't know if it's the same people or a different crowd, but the fight has drug over between the two videos, and now they're over there fighting in the comments of this other one. And it has been an absolute journey.
We could play it right here.
Yeah, go ahead, give it a rip.
I think this sign is brilliant, and a lot more golf courses need to do this. So I'm playing an outing at a local golf course, and I see this sign at the first tee, letting players know based upon their handicap which tee they should be using. If you're shooting over 100, move up to the front tees. If you're playing in the 90s, step it back one. If you can shoot in the 80s, go ahead and move back again. And if you're shooting 80 or less, you can tip it out and head all the way to the back. But far too often do we see high handicap players wanting to play from the very back tees for no reason. It's slowing everybody down. I think it's just a big ego thing. Let's eliminate the names for the tees. Ladies tees, senior tees, pro tees, whatever, based on handicap. What do you think of this system? Should more golf courses implement this? I think this sign is brilliant.
So there's this comment here, even the first one here, and I responded to this one. I don't respond to a ton, but every once in a while I jump in there and kind of join the party. Adjust greens fees to what tees they play from. If we're all paying the same amount, I'm playing whatever I want, like the next guy.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. If you play a forward tee and shoot a lower score, and you play a back tee and shoot a higher score, you feel like they should charge less if you play the forward tee because you're not getting as much golf course.
That don't make sense.
But if you play a back tee and shoot 110, should they charge more? You took more chunks out of the fairway. You've used more of the golf course. If a guy is shooting, scratch golf or 2 or 3 over from the back tees, and you head back there and are pounding nearly twice as many times on the golf course, you want a discount for playing forward. Should they charge you more for playing back?
Yeah.
And taking that many more strokes and chunks out of the grass and beating up the golf course? No, I don't think they should. I don't think it should go either way.
I like this comment right here. It says, "You could kiss my ass if you think I'm playing from the women's tees. I shoot well above 100.
Yeah. It's a tough thing. And I love golf. I love that more and more people are joining the game. And I feel like the more people that join the game, the more money that comes into the industry, the more advancements we're going to see, the more golf courses, the more everything. I love everything about it. But you definitely can get a vibe from the people in the comments who are the problem that sign was made for,
Yeah.
based upon the way that they're responding to the sign. Because at the end of the day, they're saying, it's my money. I paid what I want to pay. I'm going to play whatever tees I want no matter what I shoot. It's like, well, yeah, but you're paying your money for an allotment of time. Like, you don't get the course to yourself. You can't go out there and play for 9 hours. That's not how the game works.
I wish.
That'd be wonderful if I could just, hey, I'm going to play this hole again. I didn't do well on it. I'm going to replay hole 14. So it doesn't work that way. It's not, I'm going to play whatever tees I want and shoot whatever I want. It's that you have an allotment of time, because this golf course sort of has to work like a moving rotation of players that are going to get in line behind you and keep going. It's like roller coaster rides or something.
Yeah.
You get your one ride and you get off. It's like, well, no, I want to ride twice. I waited in this line. It's like, well, then get back in line. Like, we've all been here all day too.
You don't have a fast pass.
You don't have a
back.
You're not, faking like you need a wheelchair to come up the exit ramp.
You don't have Genie Plus.
Nah, then Disney World's cutting down on that too.
Yeah.
Like, faking your.
Well, real quick, they you have to check into a certain park during the day, and then you could go move around.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that no more.
Really?
Yeah.
You just go wherever you want. You can do whatever you want.
And if you got to get the full pass ticket.
Yeah.
Or you could go anywhere, but
Wow.
yeah.
Like, lines over here suck at Epcot. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Going to Magic Kingdom. That's great. All right, Josh. I think that's all we got for
Yeah,
today.
that's all we got.
That is it for this week's edition of the Dan's Golf World Pod. Thank you guys for joining us. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe, comment, do whatever you want, or just go play more golf.